fucking whore.
Don't do this.
Clip!
You fool!
Stop. I know it's not my done to me. You have no.
It's much better.
Today we are crashing out a bit, I'm not gonna lie, this country sucks. But then we'll go into a music excitement factory for elder emos. That is the year 2025. Last but not least, we're gonna chat some Big Brother shenanigans. As always, we name our liar of the week, and we prove that there's a little bit of emo in everyone. Listen, your friends and family might think this is trash TV. Your mom might have called your love for emo music a phase, but here at RealityEmos, we know. Pop culture moments and alternative music scene shaped us and still do. So let's laugh together, let's cry together, let's scream in our TVs together. Welcome to RealityEmos, The Breakdown. Alright, saddies, hey, I'm Monique. We're missing our producer Eric today. He is on a work trip in Chicago, the Windy City. So I will be starting with a rant since there's no one here to stop me. Just because I am crashing out real hard. As many folks know, living in America, this country is just headed in the most horrendous direction imaginable. A lot of us did imagine it. We knew this would happen, but it's just seeing it with our own eyes. It's awful. And I've been seeing a lot of chats about the music artists that are speaking out. You know, like Hayley Williams put out a really thoughtful album, or 17 singles recently, and the strength and courage it took for her to make such a scene in the scene with what she's doing, to have Representative Justin Jones in her music video, to also recently call out Morgan Wallen in her Stereo Gum interview. I think that's what we should be looking to for our music, from our music artists and the bands that we're listening to, the artists that we listen to. It is a time right now where if someone has a voice and a platform, they should be using it to improve the world around them. Speak up about the things that are awful, be uncomfortable, and I just appreciate bands that I've noticed doing that. I shouted out the Wonder Years a few episodes ago. Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, they put out a song called No Kings that hasn't gotten a lot of traction but should. Obviously Bob Vylan, he's amazing for speaking out against things that aren't even happening in his own country. I just am looking for artists that do this. I also saw recently Law Dispute. They sent an email and they had an Instagram post requesting community-based organizations set up tables at their shows. Things like that are what we look to in a scene like this, where yes, a lot of artists are being dragged for standing up against fascism, standing up for the rights of the othered, but that's literally what the scene was created for. It was created to make people know and feel like they weren't alone, those others. So, yeah, I'm crashing out, but I appreciate the bands out there that are helping make this world brighter and giving us something to look forward to. And speaking of great bands, I feel like there's been a lot of bands from our younger days that are putting out music and they haven't put out music in quite a while. And I just wanted to shout some of them out, starting with Law Dispute. They're my faves, so it hasn't been that long, but I had to start with them. So the last album that they released was Panorama, March 22nd of 2019. And as a lot of folks know, they are putting out a new album called No One Was Driving the Car. That will be released September 5th of this year. On top of it, they've been putting out parts of a documentary, a few chapters every few weeks, created by Martin/Ginger Dope on Instagram. That's been amazing. The way that they released the concept of the album itself was incredible. It was like a little mystery. And then also the way that they've been releasing it in chapters has been really just, I am obsessed with the way that they're releasing it. So it's been quite a while, in my humble opinion, about 6 years, but they will be releasing a new album this September 2025. And the next band that hasn't released something in quite a while that's releasing new music this year is Yellowcard. So they last released self-titled in September of 2016. So it's been about 9 years. And they'll be releasing a new album called Better Days of October 10th of this year. That's super exciting to get new music from them. So their last major album was about 9 years ago. And this one, I'm super looking forward to it. They have a single or two out already. So get to know it and check in October 10th for Later Days with them. Next up, All American Rejects. Again, another band I speak of pretty often. They haven't put out a full length studio album in 13 years. So the last one that they released was Kids in the Street, and that was March 26th of 2012. And they'll be releasing a new album called Sandbox. We don't know the exact date yet, but they've promised it's 2026. They've put out a few singles, so I know it's coming. They also are doing a ton, their house shows, or not even house shows, like yard barn shows, like shows wherever they can draw huge crowds. Those are happening. They're going on tour with the Joe Bros, and they'll be, I'm sure, dabbling more singles to and fro throughout the year. But we can look forward to their next album in 2026. And again, it's been about 13 years since we've gotten new music from them, or new studio album from them. So it's going to be great. Then we've also got our boys Motion City Soundtrack. They last released Panic Station September 18th of 2005. So they have not released an album in a long, long time. They will be releasing their next album September 19th, 2025, so almost to the day, 20 years later. And that one will be called Same Old Wasted Wonderful World. I also did a bit of a deeper dive on that a few episodes ago if you want to check that out. And then last but not least, we've got the one and only The Starting Line. They last released Direction July 31st of 2007, and they'll be releasing Eternal Youth September 26th of 2025. So they've also, it's been about, I did those out of order. They haven't released an album in 18 years, and Motion City Soundtrack was 20. So that is so exciting for us elder emos, all of these albums and all these bands that haven't put out these albums in so long, decades, half decades in some cases. So we will be so excited this year. A lot of them are around the fall as well. We're going to have a lot of things to be looking forward to during the spooky season with these new albums coming out. And all of them are also on tour, so be sure to check out those bands' websites. I'll be sure to link them in the description. All right, this is going to be a pretty short episode. I don't have any Reddit finds this week. I spent quite a bit of time on Reddit looking at the history of the liar of the week. So it kind of goes hand in hand, I guess. But yes, we're already on to liar of the week. And this week, it is our Narcissus-in-Chief, Larsa Pippen. And I spent a lot of time on Reddit just honestly revisiting the lies of the past, of the future. So this week, Larsa has made it to the podium of Liar of the Week because there's a picture currently circulating where she doesn't look great. It happens to all of us. I mean, I don't use filters, so you can see certain parts of my skin tone that aren't visually appealing to people. But I digress. So Larsa is claiming that, first she was claiming that picture, she commented on a doctor saying all the stuff she's gotten done, so here's why she looks like that, blah, blah, blah. Larsa claimed that she had an allergic reaction to PRP, which to me, that doesn't make sense. So PRP is platelet rich plasma injections. It's usually used for sports injuries, but people use it for other means. And she's saying that she essentially had an allergic reaction to that and she never knew it could happen, and you can't really be allergic to your own plasma. Another doctor even responded to it and said that that's not a possibility. So Larsa's lying. Fair and square. She also then was like, I don't know if someone changed the way the picture looks, because guys, I'm on TV, this is how I look. And she's like, this is how I look in this video, which obviously has filters to the point where her nose isn't even showing up. Lying again. So because of that, just taking something that you can just literally be like, yeah, I looked like shite that day, the end, and just trying to make up all these little excuses is just what she constantly does. I'm still not over Larsa saying that she's never had anything done other than her lips and her boobies. Boobies were that was pulled out of her. She said lips at first, and then eventually boobs came out. I'm still not over her claiming that Marcus and her had a perfect relationship on a podcast and breaking up for the millionth time later that day. I'm still not over her wearing box braids. I'm still not over her saying that her and Scottie Pippen did it 5 times a night every night. I'm still not over her asking Gertie how do you know when Gertie had cancer. And also still not over her sharing the news about Gertie's cancer after she promised that she wouldn't. So yeah, this lie is kind of minuscule and petty, and I don't like talking about people's looks, so I'll end it there. But it's a long list, a laundry list of lies from Larcissist, and that's why she earned this week's Liar of the Week. Next up, we prove there's a little bit of emo in everyone, and this week's emo soul twin is going to be Keanu Soto from Big Brother Season 27, and his emo counterpart is This Providence's My Beautiful Rescue. And when we think of this in terms of how it aligns with Keanu, we're seeing it in the perspective of Keanu singing this essentially to the Big Brother game, the Big Brother house even. So Keanu came in there like a bull in a china shop, literally told everyone in the house, I'm going to pick you off one by one, tried to create a 10-person alliance that people didn't even know that's what he was trying to do. He didn't really know that's what he was trying to do. And the initial lyrics in the song,
I've been jumping from the tops of buildings for the thrill of the fall, ignoring sound advice and any thought of consequence.
So that's how I feel like Keanu came in. He was just going crazy, trying to create different alliances, kind of bearing his soul to a lot of people, ignoring any advice, sound advice, and thought of consequence. And then after he said that whole thing in front of the whole house, I'm going to pick you off one by one, I feel the lyrics.
My bones are shattered, my pride is shattered, and in the midst of this self-inflicted pain, I can see my beautiful rescue.
So he has also now won veto 3 times in a row to take himself off, and that is actually a record, a tie for a record from the Big Brother universe, but a record in America and Big Brother US. And that has been his beautiful rescue, being able to understand first and foremost how to start holding his tongue. The next line,
I'm falling more with every single word I withhold.
I think that actually ties really nicely into Keanu slowing his roll, not telling everyone he's going to pick them off one by one, apologizing to Ava after he told her that she had a prompt to read, just understanding that his words have meaning and he really should be holding back. It will probably get him in this game further, and he might not have to work as hard to win veto, probably win HOH, if he just chills a little bit. And then also the lyric,
my bones were shattered, my pride lay shattered, while I'll trample my pride until the whole
also what's happening with the audience. I noticed in the threads on Reddit, there's a lot of people that are fans of Keanu. I think he's sort of misunderstood from the editing standpoint of what, the producers are letting us see. But I feel like as long as he's like overcoming his ego and pride, the world will dance with him, and more people in the house will probably appreciate him and enjoy him. I personally do enjoy watching him because he's kind of like a saboteur without getting that title. He's like doing things in the house that really are sabotaging his game and other people's games, but he was not like told to do that. So it's fun to watch him. Also, as a D&D enthusiast, I like that there's a dungeon master in the game. I don't know why he doesn't play as well, because he should know strategy better, but I digress. But yeah, so Keanu Soto proves again that there's a little bit of emo in everyone. And last up, we've got our special report. So, Florida's post-punk faves have been going hard for over 30 years. We are talking hot water music, and they're taking the road with Bane on a few Northeast and Midwest states starting in November. You can also catch them at quite a few festivals starting in October, and they also will be taking the stage in the EU with the Common Thread tour as well. It is 90 degrees here in PA. It's hot, so we're just talking about hot bands like Hot Mulligan. They have a few special in-store performances and signings this month. Most of them are sold out, I think all but one. They've also got festivals in November, and they're supporting Pierce the Veil in their EU tour. But they'll be gracing our beloved US soils again on their Sound A Body Makes When It's Still tour, with support from Drug Church, Arm's Length, and Anxious this fall. And honestly, if anyone's looking to fill their Tuesdays up with some TV now that the Valley's over, there's a new competition show that I totally missed mentioning when it aired. It's called The Snake, and it premiered on Fox on June 10th. It airs every Tuesday, and it streams on Hulu and Disney the day later. This show is about 15 people that seemingly have no morals, and they have to compete to become the snake every single week. And then they pick that snake picks someone to save, and then that starts a chain effect where the next person has to pick someone to save, and they're on. And then when there's two players left, the snake has to choose who to vote off. So it's kind of a cool concept, and it's reality TV to fill your cup on Tuesdays now that the Valley's reunion and season is done. So basically, if you're planning your week, you've got Sundays with Big Brother, Mondays are Below Deck, Tuesdays are The Snake, Wednesdays, Real Housewives of Miami, The Challenge, and Big Brother. Thursdays is Big Brother, and maybe also, since Gretchen's on Real Housewives of OC, I might start giving that a watch again. And Friday, if you haven't seen Las Culturistas Award yet, turn that on, and also listen to music or something. All right, so that can be your week. Well, thanks for watching, Saddies. Have an awesome week. I know this was a super short show, but tell your friends, like, share, comment, subscribe. Do whatever you can to support me, and I hope to catch you next week.